It's the 3rd of August and I thought I'd do a little update on our garden, which has changed a lot. So last time I videoed it, this area was just packed with foxgloves, which were amazing, and they've all gone over now, and we've gathered the seed. Got an ice cream tub full of it, which is amazing. I'm not going to turn the camera, but that little noise is one of our garden robins, who'd lost his tail during the molt, but it's grown back in. Let's see if I can... Oh no, he's in the sun, I can't video him. But anyway, I thought I'd just have a little wander, show you some of the plants that are flowering at the moment. So this one's a good one to start with. This is Wild Marjoram, and it's an incredibly good plant for nectar. The sugars, carbohydrates in this nectar are really good. I think nectar's about 80% sugars, compared to, say, something like snake's head fritillary, which I think is about 8% sugar, so really good quality. All sorts of different pollinators on there. I don't know if you can see, but there are butterflies, hoverflies, honeybees, and a bumblebee. This is our little pond, top pond, which is, I can see a solitary wasp in there, but I'm not going to try and zoom because I just know it'll go blurred. And then here, these pom-pom looking things, these sort of dark pinky alliums are, I can't remember what they're called. No, it's gone. But anyway, they're another magnet for bees. Absolutely fantastic for bees. You often get male bumblebees gathering underneath them at night and sitting the night out underneath them. Viper's Bugloss. This is kind of it's one of my favourite plants in the world for bees. It's just fantastic. You see bees on it all day. If it's flowering, then it's got bees on it, which is not the case with all flowers. Some flowers only give out their pollen and nectar at certain times of day. What else have we got? Oh, they're called Drumhead Alliums, I think. Yeah, that's what they are. Verbena, nothing on it at the moment, but it's great. Butterflies love this as well as bees. It carries on flowering quite late. This is something called Chucrium, which kind of takes over once you've got it, which is brilliant. And again, it's been great going over now. I've forgotten what this yellow one is, but this is the first time we've planted that, and I think it's related to drat, I can't remember. It'll come back to me later. And Bergamot, which is often called bee balm. It's a common carder bumblebee. A couple of common carder bumblebees on here. They love it. And then this plant here, we've got some of the native thistles along the edge of the garden, but we wanted something in the borders that Rob has seen always covered in bumblebees in gardens he's worked in. So it's a thistle. I'm not quite sure which one it is. I'll look it up and maybe write it later. What else have we got? Various echinaceas. Over there is my favourite part of the garden. Piece of corrugated iron, and there are almost always slowworms underneath there, and sometimes, if I'm really lucky, grass snakes. Rob's seen 3 at a time, which is really exciting. Lots of poppies gone to seed over there. And then this area here is our little wildflower meadow. And it hasn't been quite as successful as I'd hoped this year, because lots of the Yellow Rattle and red Bartsia and Eyebright that we sowed last year and flowered last year, we sowed the year before and it flowered last year, and it hasn't come back this year. So that's been a little bit of a lesson learned, that maybe we can't just sort of rest on our laurels and assume that it'll self-seed and come back. And then the white plant is Yarrow. Oh, this is amazing. Yarrow is something that when it popped up last year, I thought, I don't know if I want the lawn to be covered in yarrow. And I'm glad I left it, because it's got a very long flowering season. It attracts an abundance of different pollinating insects, and then over winter it's fantastic, the seed heads for the little seed-eating birds. We've got a little bit of ragwort there, another piece of corrugated iron. This is all work in progress, by the way. And then, oh, this is Sanfoin. And one of the lovely things about this is it just keeps on flowering, and it's been flowering for about 2 to 3 months now, just from one plant. So I bought loads more seeds just in case it doesn't seed. We'll grow lots more of that. Bird's foot trefoil, and our pond, which is a bit murky at the moment, but that's fine, it's okay. It's we haven't had enough oxygenating plants in it, and it's not enough shade around it either, so we've put some more oxygenating plants in the bottom over the weekend. I'm pretty sure it'll sort itself out, and there's so much living in it. You can see at the top there's always water snails and water boatmen, and I know there are newts in it because I've seen the newts. I hope the grass snakes use it, and the perch there is for dragonflies, and we've had 3 or 4 different dragonfly species and a few different damsel flies. So that white plant there, which is struggling a bit in the heat, is beautiful. It's one of my favourites. It's called Gooseneck Loosestrife. And then behind it, the purple plant is purple loosestrife. They like damp areas. So lavender's still going. It's been going a long time. The yellow plant here, the yellow flowering plant, is wild Mignonette. And again, I just cannot get over the flowering season and the abundance of different insects it attracts. So again, it's been flowering for probably 3, maybe even 4 months. Lots more wild marjoram. Russian comfrey, which we've chopped back already twice. It's come again. We've got vegetables behind there. So a log-hive, which I've already talked about in a previous video, but basically a hollowed out log, and it's very well insulated against the heat in the summer and the cold in the winter, and a swarm moved in last year and has been there ever since. Actually, it's swarmed again already, so we just leave the bees to do their own thing, and there's an inspection hatch underneath, so we can check to make sure there's no disease, but that's about as far as we go. And then all going over, very important, lamb's ears, and they're still here, look. We've planted this for wool carder bees. There's a female somewhere around here, and I can see a male. See if I can zoom in on him. Really difficult because I can't, it's too bright for me to see through the viewfinder, but yep, there he is. He patrols it. Wool carders, the female wool carders, use the soft downy hairs to line their nests. And I've got, see a shield bug here as well. Where is it? There. And earlier on in the year, this was covered in shield bug eggs, which were just a delight. And I hadn't realised till I saw them and asked about them on Twitter that shield bugs lay their eggs in multiples of 7. So I came back obviously and counted them all. And there's the woolcarder again. And sure enough, they'd been laid in batches of 7. I wish I could catch the woolcarder, but he's too zippy here. Look, here's a female. So that's it really. Our garden.